In a peaceful suburban neighborhood, a once prosperous and harmonious family received a few gifted items from an acquaintance. At first, everyone was thrilled by their value and luxurious appearance. But just a few weeks later, strange and unsettling events began to unfold. Money started disappearing without explanation. Some family members experienced a sudden decline in health, and the atmosphere in the house grew unusually heavy and tense. Concerned, the head of the household decided to invite a Feng Shui expert to take a look. Within just a few minutes of observing the home, the expert said something that sent chills down everyone's spine. These gifts are silently draining the good energy and fortune from your family. What shocked them even more was that these items were not rare or unusual. In fact, they were ordinary objects that anyone might give as a present. In life, not every gift or item we receive brings luck or benefits. Some things, even if they look fancy, expensive, or are beautifully wrapped, can carry hidden negative energy that the receiver may not notice right away. These energies do not make themselves obvious, but they quietly affect the living environment, making the space feel heavy, slowing down the energy flow, and disrupting the peace and harmony in the home. If we are not aware or cautious, these objects can have deeper impacts on the home's energy, the health of its residents, and their overall sense of peace. They may invite bad luck, drain financial resources, increase stress levels, and bring unexpected difficulties into daily life. That is why, right now, we are going to dive into 4 types of items that you should absolutely never accept from others. No matter how expensive or elegant they may seem, these gifts can carry negative energy, bring bad luck, and affect your health, your fortune, and the energy balance of your family. Before we get started, leave a comment with a positive affirmation. My family always welcomes luck and peace. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated with powerful Feng Shui secrets that protect your health, energy, and good fortune. And now, without keeping you waiting any longer, let us explore the 4 types of items you should absolutely never accept from others. These may seem like ordinary objects, but they can carry negative energy that quietly affects the fortune and health of your household. The first item: clothes that have been worn by someone else. Clothing is something that comes into direct contact with the body, so it does more than serve a physical function. It also reflects the habits and energy of the person who wore it. When you receive secondhand clothes, whether as a gift or a purchase, you are essentially taking on a part of that previous experience. This is not about superstition. The impact is subtle, but it can have lasting effects on your comfort, daily rhythm, and mental state. A piece of clothing that has already been worn carries not only physical traces but also retains impressions of how it was used, how the previous owner moved, lived, and went about their day. Over time, the material loses its original softness, elasticity may change, and small signs of wear appear that are hard to notice with the naked eye. The scent left behind, how it was washed, and how it was stored all affect the feeling when you wear it. These seemingly minor details can create a subtle discomfort, making the new wearer feel uneasy, restless, or simply not fully relaxed. This is not superstition. It is a real experience, especially when clothing is worn for long periods. Another thing to keep in mind is that clothes worn by others may not be physically compatible with your body or daily routines. The size, fit, stretch, fabric, and how it hugs your body are all different. This can subtly alter your posture, the way you move, and your overall comfort. These effects are not immediate, but over time, they can reduce comfort and throw your body and mind off balance. This is a genuine psychological and physical effect, even if the clothing looks fashionable or expensive. There is one notable exception: children's clothing. These items tend to retain a sense of innocence and lightness, as they are less affected by stress or habits of the previous wearer. Because of their simplicity and minimal exposure to life's emotional imprints, children's clothes rarely cause the subtle discomfort that adult clothing might. This proves that the value of the item is not what matters, but rather how it was used and what energy it has absorbed over time. In general, receiving used clothing from someone else can subtly but clearly impact your comfort, daily rhythm, and mental state. These items may seem harmless, but they can create unease in the recipient without them knowing why. That unease can affect how you feel in your own space and how you carry out your day. It is important to be mindful of both the physical and psychological influence that used clothes may carry, not out of superstition, but as a natural effect of the clothing's history and energy. The second item: used furniture. Furniture is deeply integrated into daily life, especially items that come into direct contact with the body, such as beds, chairs, and wardrobes. These items serve not only physical purposes, but also have a subtle impact on your living experience and how your body feels day to day. When you receive furniture from someone else, no matter how new or luxurious it may seem, you are still coming into contact with surfaces that have been used over time. This interaction is more than just physical. It involves the routines, posture, and habits of the previous user. For example, a well-used sofa might no longer have even support, causing discomfort when you sit for long periods. A second-hand bed may require your body to adjust constantly to find a comfortable sleeping position. These effects occur quietly but gradually, impacting your relaxation, daily rhythm, and sleep quality. Beyond the physical aspect, furniture also influences your mental experience in subtle ways. Your body responds to the softness, firmness, and weight distribution of a surface, which affects how natural or relaxed you feel. Over time, repeated discomfort can lead to low-grade stress or unexplained fatigue. This is not superstition. It is a very real result of how your body interacts with the physical world around you, and it can influence your overall experience of your home. Another important factor is compatibility. Furniture passed down from someone else may not match your body, your habits, or your needs. Its dimensions, height, depth, or surfaces may be mismatched, requiring you to constantly adjust your posture or tolerate physical discomfort. Even if the item is still functional, this mismatch can reduce your quality of life and daily flow without you even realizing why. Overall, furniture that comes from someone else, even high-end or luxurious pieces, can carry subtle yet significant effects. These influence your comfort, daily patterns, and overall quality of life, from sleep posture to relaxation. These are not mystical effects. They are natural physical responses that deserve your attention before bringing used furniture into your home. The third item: artwork that carries negative energy. A painting or piece of art, whether abstract, figurative, or simply colorful, has the power to subtly but deeply affect the emotional rhythm, energy, and atmosphere of your home. Dark colors, intense expressions, sharp lines, or gloomy landscapes may seem like artistic elements, but they can silently impact your mood and mental state every time you enter the room. This sense of heaviness can reduce relaxation, disturb your daily flow, and increase tension, often without you realizing it. These effects are completely natural and come from how the eyes and mind respond to imagery and composition. They are not based on superstition, but on the very real psychology of human perception. The impact of negative artwork becomes even more noticeable in sensitive individuals, especially children and the elderly. Children may become anxious, distracted, or emotionally reactive to certain expressions or settings in a painting. Adults might feel restless or subtly weighed down, while seniors may lose the natural sense of peace that a home should provide. These effects are not mystical but rooted in how our emotions and nervous system respond to visual cues. A painting that holds negative energy can throw off the delicate balance of an entire room, even if it looks beautiful or sophisticated. Harsh details, dark corners, or sorrowful scenes quietly shift the mood of a space. They disrupt daily routines, lower relaxation, and make the home feel emotionally heavier. In contrast, artwork that is light, bright, peaceful, or joyful can uplift energy, make the space feel open, and support a more harmonious atmosphere. Choosing positive artwork also helps balance light, color, layout, and flow in a room. The right piece can bring visual harmony that supports all daily activities, from resting and studying to eating and conversation. When a space feels balanced, the spirits of the people in it also remain more stable. Calmness appears naturally, without any need for spiritual beliefs. Uplifting artwork enhances daily life, helping everyone feel more at ease in every moment, whether it is preparing a meal, reading a book, or sharing a quiet evening. In short, never accept artwork from others that carries negative energy. This is a simple but powerful way to protect your emotional well-being and the harmony of your home. Positive artwork, soothing, gentle, and emotionally uplifting, can help maintain a balanced, peaceful space. The right painting does more than decorate a room. It radiates positivity, brings a sense of peace, and improves the overall quality of life for everyone who shares the space. The fourth item. Feng Shui objects that carry negative energy. Feng Shui items and decorative objects often hold meaning far beyond their appearance. They are not just for decoration. They become part of the spiritual and emotional landscape of your home. When you receive such items from someone else, even if they are beautifully crafted, made of expensive materials, or rich in symbolic meaning, you are also bringing into your space their preferences, beliefs, and habits. These influences work quietly, but constantly, shaping how you feel in your home in ways you may not immediately notice. Every decorative object has its own unique characteristics: color, shape, weight, shine, texture, and proportions. When these elements enter your space, they may or may not align with your emotional flow or lifestyle. Something that worked perfectly in someone else's home might feel off in yours, making the space feel disconnected or slightly uncomfortable. You might not understand why, but your body and mind can sense it. Placement is another important factor. If the item was arranged in a specific way by its previous owner, moving it into your space can create subtle imbalances. Light may hit it differently, colors may clash, and it may not flow with the energy of the room. These visual and spatial misalignments affect your ability to focus, relax, and enjoy your space. Again, this is not superstition. It is the natural result of your interaction with your surroundings. There is one more often overlooked issue. Every Feng Shui item carries a story, a message, or a worldview from its previous owner. When you accept it, you are accepting those messages, even if they were not meant for you. Over time, this can affect your emotional balance and how you experience your home. You may begin to feel unsettled, incomplete, or vaguely uncomfortable and not know why. These are not mystical effects. They are real emotional responses to your environment. To fully understand the influence of Feng Shui items or decorative objects received from others, it is important to recognize that their impact extends far beyond aesthetics or symbolic value. No matter how beautiful, elegant, or meaningful they may appear on the surface, these items carry with them the energetic imprints, emotions, and life experiences of their previous owners. When brought into your home, they do not simply sit as inanimate objects. They become part of the living space, silently interacting with your energy and the energy of your family members. These interactions are not rooted in superstition, but in the natural responses of the human mind and body to its surroundings. By accepting such items, you are unknowingly allowing parts of someone else's emotional landscape, their perspectives, and their habits to enter your space, which can gradually shift how you feel, behave, and experience your home in deep, often overlooked ways. After gaining awareness of the types of objects that should not be accepted from others, such as worn clothing, old furniture, negative artwork, or Feng Shui items, you begin to see how seemingly harmless things can carry subtle energy that affects your home. These impacts do not show up instantly. Instead, they work in quiet, almost invisible ways, shaping the emotional tone of your living environment, shifting your routines, and altering how comfortable or supported you feel in your own space. The air may feel heavier, your sleep may be less restful, or you might feel a vague sense of disconnection from your surroundings, all of which are natural reactions to energetic imbalances introduced by these items. Once you understand this, you are empowered to take thoughtful steps toward restoring peace and harmony, which begins with recognizing the presence and influence of these subtle yet powerful elements. The encouraging truth is that none of these effects are permanent. Just as your home can be subtly disrupted by the energy of certain items, it can also be gently rebalanced with care, attention, and intention. Through mindful observation, cleaning, repositioning, and creating alignment between your surroundings and your personal rhythm, you can turn your home into a space that truly supports your well-being and emotional clarity. Small adjustments, like changing the location of an object, removing something that feels off, or introducing a calming item in its place, can transform the energy of a room. Your home should be a sanctuary where each member of the family feels emotionally safe, physically comfortable, and energetically supported. Recognizing the unseen effects of these objects is not just about avoiding misfortune. It is about reclaiming the energy of your space, making intentional choices, and creating a home that radiates peace, joy, and positive energy every day. The first step in addressing these subtle influences is to observe and become fully aware of how each item affects your environment. Every object in your home exists, not only in a physical sense, but also creates subtle vibrations that shape how your family moves, rests, works, and connects emotionally in a space. These effects are quiet, but long-lasting, shifting your sense of balance, natural flow, and the overall quality of time spent together. Once you understand this, you can begin adjusting the layout, lighting, and placement of objects in ways that help everyone feel more relaxed and balanced. From preparing breakfast and studying to evening conversations or rest. A key part of rebalancing your space is to thoroughly clean both the items and the area around them, not just physically, but energetically as well. Cleaning removes dirt and residue, but also helps new items blend naturally into their new environment. When a piece is well cared for, it feels more pleasant to the touch, enhances mental clarity, and helps daily routines flow more smoothly. A clean, organized space also makes it easier to notice and respond to subtle influences an object may be carrying, allowing you to make thoughtful adjustments to reduce its negative impact and enhance overall harmony. Whether in the living room, bedroom, kitchen, or workspace. Where an item is placed can significantly affect how it influences the home. Every object interacts uniquely with light, color, proportions, angles, and surrounding furniture. When placed well, a piece adds aesthetic value, contributes to a sense of balance, and makes the space more comfortable and inviting. But if positioned poorly, it can create unease, interrupt the natural rhythm of daily life, and reduce the overall sense of relaxation. Pay close attention to how an item responds to natural light from the windows, reflections from mirrors, the color of the flooring, and the view from different angles within the room. These small details play a big role in maintaining emotional and visual balance. This is especially true for Feng Shui objects or decorative pieces. Elements like color, shape, material, height, and proportions deeply affect how we feel, how we live, and how our energy flows. If these do not align with your family's lifestyle, routines, or emotional needs, they may create tension, disrupt balance, or generate discomfort, even if the object itself appears beautiful or stylish. Being aware of this allows you to reposition or adjust lighting, pair objects mindfully, and create a layout that promotes a sense of peace and completeness for all your daily activities. Another important factor to consider is the environment around the object, including lighting, layout, ventilation, and order. When a room is well arranged, with good airflow and evenly distributed natural light, everything tends to fall into place more easily. Clean, uncluttered spaces help calm the mind, support smoother routines, and allow every object to feel like a natural part of the home. This also gives each item the best chance to interact positively with the people in the house, strengthening the sense of peace, balance, and fulfillment in daily life. Beyond physical appearance, every item also affects us emotionally and psychologically. An object may carry the style, perspective, or energy of the person who gave it to you, and this can subtly influence your feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. These effects may show up as a vague sense of imbalance, restlessness, or lack of focus, but they are natural reactions that arise from how your mind and body interact with your surroundings. Once you become aware of this, you can take control over how you use each item, making the most of its beauty while preserving comfort and emotional balance for your entire family. Observing, understanding, and adjusting how each item interacts with your living space is key to maintaining harmony. When you know how even subtle details can influence the mood and energy of a room, you can organize and use everything more mindfully. This keeps your routines flowing smoothly, your mind at ease, and your spirit balanced. This process requires sensitivity, careful observation, and time. But it allows each item to blend naturally into your home without relying on superstition or rituals, and enhances your overall quality of life. In the end, it is the care, patience, and attention you bring to your space that creates a home where everyone feels truly at peace. When every detail is thoughtfully arranged, your home becomes not only beautiful, but deeply aligned with your way of living. It supports mental clarity, emotional ease, and a sense of balance that makes daily life more joyful and fulfilling. Every item, no matter how big or small, becomes a part of this harmonious whole, helping your home feel stable, warm, and full of positive energy every single day. In Feng Shui, Every object in your home carries its own energy, and the way we place those items determines the flow of fortune, health, and harmony within the family. Once you understand this, you will see that every object, whether simple or valuable, subtly shapes the daily rhythm, emotions, and spiritual experience of everyone in your household. These effects may not show up instantly, but over time, they create lasting impressions that influence the balance, comfort, and harmony of your space. When you understand how each item interacts with your home and your lifestyle, you can adjust its placement and use with intention, helping your entire family feel more relaxed, grounded, and whole. Before you leave this video, take a moment to share a positive affirmation in the comments. My home is filled with peace, happiness, and positive energy. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you will never miss a future video where we will continue to uncover the mysteries of Feng Shui and explore ways to create a living space that is balanced, harmonious, and truly comforting for your whole family.